Karen asks Black woman to leave her own airline. What happens next is unbelievable. Part 1. The Encounter at the Gate. The bustling JFK International Airport was filled with travelers rushing to catch their flights, chattering voices blending into a constant hum of activity. Among them stood Danielle Carter, a confident, well-dressed Black woman in her early 40s, radiating an air of authority. Her black tailored suit was immaculate, her luggage was sleek and modern, and she carried herself with poise. She wasn't just any traveler. She was the CEO of the airline she was about to board. Today, Danielle was flying first class on one of her company's most luxurious aircraft, Royal Skies Airlines, a brand she had built from the ground up. She wasn't flying under special treatment, though. She had purchased her ticket like any other passenger, preferring to experience her airline service firsthand without employees knowing she was on board. As she approached the boarding gate, she noticed a blonde-haired woman in her mid-50s arguing with the airline staff. The woman, later identified as Karen Whitmore, was wearing oversized sunglasses, an expensive beige coat, and a look of entitled impatience. "This is ridiculous," Karen snapped at the gate attendant. "I paid for a first-class ticket, and I refuse to sit next to some random person. I demand a change." The gate agent, a young woman named Sarah, looked flustered. "I'm sorry, ma'am, but first class is fully booked. We can't change your seat unless someone volunteers to switch." Karen folded her arms, exhaling dramatically. "This is unacceptable. Do you even know who I am? I spend thousands on this airline. You people need to start treating valuablest customers with respect." Danielle raised an eyebrow but didn't intervene. She had seen enough entitled customers in her time to know how this game played out. Then, Karen's gaze landed on Danielle. At first, Karen squinted at her, almost analyzing her presence. Then her face twisted in a way Danielle had seen too many times before. It was the look of someone who had already made up their mind about her before she even spoke. "Oh, I see what's going on here." Karen's lips curled in a smug smirk. She turned back to Sarah and gestured toward Danielle. "You're going to make me sit next to her?" Danielle's eyes narrowed. Sarah stiffened. "Ma'am, Karen cut her off. "Listen, honey, I don't mean to be rude, but first class isn't exactly the right place for people like her. I mean, come on, do you really expect me to believe that she can afford a first-class ticket? Be serious." A chill had ran through the air. The surrounding passengers grew silent. A few people gasped, while others muttered in disbelief. Danielle took a deep breath. She had dealt with racism before, but this was new. She glanced at Sarah, who looked horrified but unsure of what to do. Karen wasn't finished. "I'll tell you what," she said, turning back to Sarah. "Let her switch seats. Or better yet, move her to economy where she actually belongs." Danielle smiled. It wasn't a pleasant smile. It was the kind of smile that came right before the storm. "Ma'am," Danielle said, her voice calm but firm, "do you have any idea who I am?" Karen scoffed. "Why? Are you some social media influencer or something?" She rolled her eyes. "Honey, you can't fake wealth. You don't belong in first class. So just be reasonable and switch seats. I don't have all day." The tension was palpable. Everyone at the gate was watching, waiting to see what would happen next. Danielle calmly reached into her Chanel handbag, pulled out a sleek black business card, and handed it to Sarah. Sarah's eyes widened. Karen snatched the card before Sarah could react and read the name out loud. "Danielle Carter, CEO of Royal Skies Airlines?" A heavy silence followed. Karen froze. Her face went from smug to ghostly pale in an instant. Passengers around them burst into laughter. One man in the crowd clapped. "Oh, this is too good!" Karen's jaw moved, but no words came out. Danielle tilted her head. "So, Karen," she said, emphasizing her name with a knowing smirk, "do I still need to move to the economy?" Part 2. The Ultimate Consequence. Karen panicked. "This is a joke, right?" she stammered. You're lying. You can't be the CEO. Danielle chuckled. Google me. Karen fumbled with her phone. Within seconds, her screen was flooded with articles, photos, and interviews. Confirming Danielle's identity, her entire body stiffened. Danielle turned to Sarah. I'd like to make a request. Sarah, still stunned, nodded. Of course, ma'am. Since Karen here doesn't think I belong in first class, Danielle said, her voice dripping with sarcasm, I'd like to make sure she experiences the seating arrangement she suggested for me. Karen's eyes widened in horror. Wait, what? Danielle gestured toward Karen. Please move her to economy. If no seats are available, feel free to offer hers to someone more deserving. The entire gate erupted in cheers. Karen gasped. You can't do that. Danielle's smile was deadly. I can. Sarah, now regaining her confidence, gave a professional nod. Understood. Ms. Carter. Karen freaked out. No, 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 you don't understand. I paid for first class. Danielle raised an eyebrow. And you demanded that I leave first class. I'm simply granting your wish. Karen turned red. But Sarah cut her off. Ma'am, please follow me. Karen looked around, searching for support, but found none. Every person at the gate was watching her downfall with amusement. A security officer approached. Ma'am, please comply, or we'll have to escort you out. With her no choice left, Karen stormed off toward the economy section, fuming. Danielle took her first-class seat without further interruption. Part 3. The Aftermath. Once on board, passengers whispered excitedly about what had happened. A few even approached Danielle, expressing their admiration. Karen, now miserable key in economy, tried to keep a low profile. But the internet had other plans. Within hours, the video of the incident had gone viral. The hashtags Karen Vassou and Royal Sky's Revenge trended worldwide. By the time the plane landed, Karen's face was everywhere. News outlets ran the story under headlines like, CEO puts racist passenger in her place and the internet loves it. Karen learns a hard lesson at 30,000 feet. You won't believe what this airline CEO did to a racist passenger. Karen had tried to do damage control, but it was too late. Her workplace found out, and she was fired from her corporate job due to the public backlash. As for Danielle, she continued to thrive, proving once again that success speaks louder than hate. And the next time a Karen tried to challenge her, she'd be ready.